Without knocking anything over, look at that. Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Tina Gannett Pedersen, and I am so proud to support Lieutenant Governor Matos with my voice and my vote. Sabina is exactly the kind of advocate we need in state government. We met on a Zoom call during COVID, because we all know how much we love those Zoom calls, right after she was appointed. And I loved what she had to say and how open she was to everything. So, of course, I had to private message her and reach out and tell her that we needed to meet. To my surprise, within the hour, she called me, not a staff, not someone on her behalf, her herself. That was amazing to me. We talked about so many things, especially the needs of the disabled and aging communities. She truly listened and was ready to jump in and help. We met in person shortly after, and I can honestly say she was the first person to truly see me, hear me, and treated me absolutely no different than anyone else. That is her highest quality. She sees people for who they are and where they're at. She treats everyone exactly the same, no matter their job or title. She has followed through with everything she has ever promised, and that means so much to so many people. She has a necessary experience and expertise that has shaped her perspective and calls Rhode Islanders who have felt left out of the discussion. Sabina works hard and she gets results. That's something we both have in common. I'm a proud advocate of Rhode Islanders with disabilities, the elder communities, their families, and allies. I founded my own nonprofit advocating for my community. Over the years, I've worked with Sabina to improve access and expand opportunities for Rhode Islanders with disability, especially mobility challenges, as well as our seniors. Sabina supports this work and me as a true friend and supporter. She knows that leadership requires listening. It requires hard work. It requires building common ground, and it requires courage to stay true and care of the values to those you serve. Sabina has elevated the role of Lieutenant Governor and uses her position to give a voice to so many Rhode Islanders who have been scared to have a seat at the table. I bring my own, but everybody else needs to have a seat as well. We cannot afford to lose that in our government. We need to re-elect a lieutenant governor who can bring their lived experience to the table without a doubt, and from my heart and soul, that is Sabina Matos for lieutenant governor. Thank you. You're welcome. I would now like to introduce Christina Torres. Very nice. I just don't want to run any toes over. That would hurt you.
Hello, my name is Christina Torres, and I attend Central High School, and I'm a senior. Sabina Matos is an inspiration to me and my classmates. She has shown us that we can aspire to do great things. Rhode Island needs a leader like Sabina, and we can't afford to lose her voice and perspective. She has used her position on the City Council and now in the state leader to create opportunities for Rhode Islanders who are too often overlooked. My future and so many other my peers' futures are brighter because of Sabina Matos, and I'm glad to present her today. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Buenas tardes. Sí se puede. Thank you so much. Thank you, Tina. Thank you, Christina, for speaking today and for the support. I want to thank every one of the elected leaders that are here and the community leaders that are here. My heart is full. Thank you so much. Labor leaders that are here today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I would like to also acknowledge and thank my family members, my husband Patrick, my son Diego, and my daughter Emery, who love all of this, let me tell you. and my parents and friends that are here. I have to say that I never imagined that I will have the opportunity to run for office here in this country. I never imagined that a girl from the Dominican Republic who spoke little English when I came to this country, and my first job was in the garment factory in New York City before I moved to Rhode Island. One day, I will be the first Black female elected statewide in the state of Rhode Island. Never. But I'm here today, and I'm happy that I'm here together with all of you. Gracias a todos por estar aquí. Este es un momento muy especial, un momento histórico que yo nunca pensé que iba a estar aquí. I came to the United States 28 years ago with my mom, who's here, my father, my sister, and we came here because of the hard work of that lady that you see right there. That's my grandmother. She came to the United States, worked so many jobs to make sure that she could give a better life to her family. And that's why I'm standing here, and I'm so full of emotion just to have Mama sitting here with us. Thank you. Te amo, Mama. And we came here because of the American dream. And that may sound like cliche, but I have to say, I'm living the American dream. The opportunities that I had in this country and the opportunities that my family had are only possible here in the United States. I don't think it could happen any other way. But I also have to say that not always has been easy. There have been challenges along the way. But are the same challenges that many other Rhode Islanders have been facing and face every day. But that makes us stronger. Challenges build character and make us stronger. I know what it's like to worry about paying rent. I know what it's like to buy a home and to worry about whether you're going to have enough money to pay for the mortgage. I know what it's like to be a single mother and running for office the first time with my baby, Diego, who's not a baby anymore, in my arms. I know what it's like to be a parent, especially during the pandemic, in which we have to play so many different roles for our children. Like too many Rhode Islanders, I lost loved one due to COVID, and I spent endless hours at home, worry, while my father recovered in a hospital room in isolation. And I know what it's like to care for and look for older parents and relatives. For as long as I'm your lieutenant governor, I will always be a lieutenant governor for every Rhode Islander. Por siempre, en cuanto yo sea su vicegobernadora, yo voy a ser la vicegobernadora de todos los residentes del estado de Rhode Island. Para todos. And that's why I stand here with you today, humble and proud by the support of so many friends and family here today, and so many elected officials and supporters, to announce my candidacy, my re-election to be your lieutenant governor and continue this work. Vamos a seguir adelante. We're going to keep at it. And I'm going to tell you that this is a campaign about everyday Rhode Islander and the issues that are affecting them and their families, their businesses, their neighborhood. Since I was sworn in as Lieutenant Governor, I have visited all 39 cities and towns on the state of Rhode Island. And I have been reminded about why I chose this state. And those visits have made clear that every Rhode Islander are counting on us to build a resilient state and to get it right. This campaign is about housing, and I have been talking about housing a lot, as my daughter told me herself. But housing is important. In my visit across the state, I have talked to so many other people who are struggling, working 2 or 3 jobs, trying to have enough money to pay for the rent and to make sure that they have a home that they can go to. We cannot accept a reality in which a family making $50,000 a year can only afford to live in 3 communities. We need leaders who don't just talk about housing, but who have a proven record of supporting real initiative to develop affordable housing in the community. I have been working with advocates and community leaders, and I have led efforts to revitalize blighted neighborhoods and build housing in Providence. And with Governor McKee's support, I'm proud to be playing a central role in allocating for the first time in the history of Rhode Island $250 million that's going to be dedicated to building more housing and more affordable housing. Thank you, Governor. Because housing is the only solution for homelessness, and housing is the health care, and housing is a fundamental right. This last 2 years showed us that if you didn't have a safe home to go to, you could not keep yourself safe from the pandemic. Housing is the fundamental right. Las viviendas son derecho. This campaign is about education and job training. The pandemic didn't just create the gaps that we have in education, but it made the gaps more clear for all of us to see. And we cannot be okay with a reality in which a student's access to education is connected to the access to broadband, and in many cases, we saw many of them didn't have that access. The neighborhoods that I represented here in Providence were among the hardest hit by the pandemic. And the students in my neighborhoods faced some of the biggest challenges when a school went remote. In Providence, we worked really hard to ensure that we gave access and technology access to our students. But we have to continue to make improvement. We cannot just not pay attention to that important issue. We need to recognize that education doesn't end in the classroom. We need to include job training in every conversation about education at every level. As Lieutenant Governor, I stood with parents who want nothing more than the opportunity to send their kid to a great school. And I will continue to champion education policies that put the kids first. Nosotros tenemos que apoyar las pólizas de educación que son poniendo a nuestros niños primero. Los niños van primero. This campaign is about our seniors. My mom And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about my mom. In other occasions, I have told you a lot about my dad. And people had to ask me about my mom, and I'm going to tell you more about her. My mom is such an inspiration for me. She has been a big part of my story. She gave me the encouragement, and she set the example for me to go to college, to apply and go to college. That's why I went to Rhode Island College. She was a teacher in the Dominican Republic for more than 17 years, and she was also a school educator back in Dominican Republic. But she also was the first person in her family, in our family, to go to college. She has always been my rock. I have memories of my mother sitting in the backyard, studying for her test, studying for her schoolwork when she went to get her master's degree. And she has been an inspiration for me. She supported me when I was a young single mother. She has always been a shoulder for me to cry on, but she also has been my biggest cheerleader. Mami, te amo. Gracias. Tú eres mi héroe. And I need to tell you a little bit more about her. As many of you are aware, my dad was one of the first cases of COVID here in Rhode Island. And by the grace of God, and thanks to the wonderful doctors and nurses from the Roger Williams Medical Center, he's still with us here. But my dad suffered from long COVID, which we have been talking a lot about. And my mom's love and care has helped my dad throughout this process. The doctor saved his life, but my mother's care and her wonderful cooking gave him a new life. Mami, papi, gracias, los amo infinitamente. Our parents are so important to all of us. They help shape our worldview, and they were our first teachers. We owe them so much, even more as they age. The Office of Lieutenant Governor has a special role as the leading advocacy for seniors in Rhode Island. In large, this is part because of the wonderful work that former Lieutenant Governor Charlie Fogarty did 20 years ago. I take that role very seriously. Rhode Island has one of the largest population of older adults in America. But we are one of the worst states for retirees in this country. Rhode Island needs to do better. We need to be a better state for retirees, and we need to stay committed to our aging population so they can age in place and healthy. Yesterday, I spent part of my day in a conversation with the directors from senior centers, and I pledged to use my office full bully pulpit to fight for every Rhode Islander, for every senior here in the state of Rhode Island. I'm going to be working very hard. And I want to say also this message in Spanish para todas las personas envejecientes que están mirándonos ahora mismo. Mi oficina va a continuar a trabajar bien fuerte para asegurarnos que ustedes tengan los recursos que necesitan. This campaign is also about small business. The small businesses are the lifeblood of Rhode Island economy. And the small business owner are the state's greatest job creators. For the last 2 years, it has been incredibly hard for our small business owners. and for their employees. As Lieutenant Governor, I'm working with the governor to reduce the Rhode Island corporate minimum tax and to make liquor to go permanent and give small business owners a relief on their tangible taxes. That relief will allow the small business owner to have more flexibility to invest in their own companies and to increase wages and to hire more people. I'm fighting for minority-owned businesses, and we are proud. I'm proud that we have proposed, working with Governor McKee, $10 million for minority business, for a minority business accelerator, so they can develop and create more businesses and continue to hire more people here in the state of Rhode Island. Black and Latino business owners deserve support. They deserve our investment. They deserve a chance to compete fairly. When Black and Latino business succeed and thrive, Rhode Island thrive. This campaign is also about our military family, which is a big part of the work that my office does. I have been honored and humbled to have had the opportunity to work with the military families here in the state of Rhode Island. And we can never pay them for everything that they have done for us. When I came to Rhode Island, I have to say I didn't know a guy, but I had a community that I could count on. I had neighbors, friends, family members who stood by me, who helped me learn English, encouraged me to get my degree, and pushed me to run for office originally for the city council. That support, that unconditional support, showed me what leadership is about. Leadership is about listening, keeping your word, right? It's about getting things done for others. I'm not the kind of leader who jumps to the bandwagon or hitches my name to the work of someone else's work. I'm not the kind of leader who's following what is the trending things happening right now or what is the latest hashtag. I show up, I do the work, I get results, and I come back the next day and do it all over again. Because that is what I was taught. And also because that is what Black and Latino and Asian and minority women do all the time. For us, we have a tough road, but we always work longer hours, work longer, work harder, work together, but we get the job done. I just want to say that for my sisters also in Spanish. Esto es como nosotros hacemos, las mujeres minoritarias lo hacemos así. Nosotras llegamos, trabajamos duro, trabajamos más fuertes, más horas, trabajamos unidas, pero hacemos el trabajo. This is not a race about me, but it is a campaign about countless Rhode Islanders who have a similar story as mine. A story of being underestimated and written off, a story of resiliency, and a story of inspiration. I know what it means for young people, especially people of color, Black and Latino girls, here in the state of Rhode Island, to see the first Afro-Latina lieutenant governor of the state. That sent a signal to them that they can see what they could become one day. And that's why I'm so thankful to Christina for taking the time to be here today. I'm doing this for you because I'm starting the job and I know that you are the one who's going to finish it. Thank you for being here. Governor McKee, I want to thank you sincerely for this opportunity you have given me. And I want to thank you because you have kept your word and you have followed through and allowed me to fully, authentically, and independently represent the people of Rhode Island by bringing my lived experience and my voice to the table. Thank you. All of us in this room, all of us in the state of Rhode Island have done a lot in the last 12 months. I have to remind everyone, today is actually the anniversary of that day when we stood outside of the State House when I was appointed to the position. It's been 12 months already, a year. Yes. We have done a lot, but there is a lot more work to be done. We can be proud of the accomplishment that we have done so far, but we shouldn't be satisfied. The work doesn't end. And that's why I'm running to be your lieutenant governor, and I'm running for re-election because I'm asking the people of Rhode Island to give me the opportunity to continue to do this work for them. It is truly an honor to serve you, the people of Rhode Island, in this role. The work is not done. Let's do this. We can continue the work that we're doing, bringing every voice to the table, making sure that no one is left behind. Sí se puede. Gracias.
Can't do any better than that. I would say. Absolutely not.